How fast is technology advancing? According to the emergingfuture.com, in 5 years, technology will be 32 times more advanced. In 10 years, it will be 1,000 times more advanced. New phones and computers come out every 12 to 18 months, and they are more powerful than their previous predecessor. In an age where we can read hundreds of books on our tablets and smartphones, are books becoming obsolete? To answer my question, no. Well, at least not yet. Who really knows when they'll become obsolete, if they ever will be? The oldest book in existence is written in Maya fig bark manuscript. It was said to be written in the 13th century AD. It's called the Dresden Codex, and it's actually named in the city that was written in, the city of Dresden. Books have been around for 3,216 years, so they aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Some of the advantages of having a physical copy is that satisfying feeling of flipping a page. Also, having it available without having to go to your smartphone or computer is also a plus. Not everyone can buy the newest volumes all the time, so we often borrow from our friends and vice versa. Sharing really is caring in this scenario. Collecting physical books is much more satisfying than collecting digital books. If you're a collector, you will definitely know that feeling. You're prone to reading them more rather if they're an ebook. Also, if you don't need that book or have the need for that book anymore, you can sell it or gift it to a friend or a family member. You tend to concentrate and focus more when you have a physical book in your hand. Also, you end up supporting your favorite author as well, even though both ways support them. The overall excitement of when a new volume of your favorite series finally comes out. Rushing to the store, spending your or your parents' hard-earned money and reading it in the comfort of your own home is, in my opinion, much better than purchasing a digital or ebook. However, the disadvantages are that moving, let's say, 50 plus volumes can be quite a daunting task. It's quite a hassle, really. Plus, if you accidentally spill water or any liquid, that's game over. Even though it's quite an exciting feeling when a new volume of your favorite series comes out, it does take quite a while, maybe months maybe, or even some series just stop in production all of a sudden. Publishers for some series release new chapters digitally for 99 cents. Viz Media is currently doing this for Ahoba Sugumi's Platinum End. If you lose a book, it's gone unless you can somehow find it, whereas digitally it's stored in your account or the cloud. Both have their advantages and disadvantages, yet we still collect physical books because that's how we primarily choose to support our favorite series, and that's how we choose to consume story. Confession, I've actually never bought a digital manga before until I decided to do this video, so it sort of inspired me to buy a digital manga, and the app that I actually used was Comixology. Note, they're not actually paying me for this video, but you can also purchase through different apps such as Amazon, Yen Press, Viz Media, and even more apps. But Comixology has comic books, and they have a plethora of manga from all publishers, including Yen Press, Dark Horse, and Viz Media. So it's basically a one-stop shop for everything. And the advantages are basically you don't need to lug around multiple bags to carry your books, since they are all in your smartphone and tablets. Smartphone tablets can hold hundreds and hundreds of ebooks, and they're also relatively cheaper than buying a physical copy. And they also come out weeks earlier than physical volumes, which is an amazing industry plus. And you can also use multiple devices to read manga as they're in your account and not certain devices. So basically, I had an Apple iPhone 4S, also an LG G3, and basically I had a Samsung Galaxy Tab Lite, and basically I was able to get the Comixology app, which is also part of Amazon. So use Comixology. Basically, if you have an Amazon account, Comixology is an Amazon company, so basically you can buy manga through there. It actually was quite a convoluted, step, which I might put in my disadvantage list, but it wasn't that really hard. It was kind of confusing at first, but after you do it multiple times, it's a really straightforward process. And if you don't have the time to go outside, or you don't have a bookstore near you, or you don't want to have a physical copy, or if you don't have enough space, you can actually just purchase it digitally, and basically it organizes in terms of smart lists and libraries and alphabetically organize it for you. So it's a lot easier to organize, and basically it's a lot cheaper. If you live in Canada though, Blue Spring might cost like $7.99 or $6.99, and it costs me around $10. So you live in the US, what price you get is what price you get. But you need to consider your country's conversion. So if you live in, the UK, you might have to convert that to pounds. If you live in Canada, you'll have to convert it to the Canadian dollar, but it is still relatively cheaper than buying it physically. Honestly, I'm being realistic here. I can't really think of a lot of disadvantages. The only few ones I could think of was that if you forget your password, but you do have the forget your password option, answers security questions, and you can get all your books back. Another one is obviously, you don't get that same feeling of reading a book. Really, you're always constantly on your smartphone. You get to flip pages, you get to customize them how you like. In some apps, you can actually, change the reading way from right to left or left to right. You can zoom in and pay outer pages. Really, there's a lot of advantages, but if you were to also accidentally spill water on your smartphone, tablet, or anything else, basically, your phone entirely is screwed. There are some phones that are waterproof, such as the Samsung Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge. That's not really an issue in its own way. And sometimes taxes are also there because things $6.99 but it's really $10. The setup process for some applications are just really confusing because before this entire recording session, I decided to test out if I could purchase a different manga, actually go to the setup process and see if it's simple. But no, it's really convoluted. It has some really weird steps and such. And if you put the wrong credit card in or just put something weird, there's not a lot of disadvantages. Some of these could actually be avoided, but just the fact that you're not really getting the same feeling of holding a book and a satisfying feeling as I previously mentioned for the very first part. And also, it's you just go do a couple click of a button and that's it. You don't get that feeling of rushing to the store and finally buying that awesome volume because you build the hype as you do it. But if you don't have a lot of time, when you don't have a bookstore near you, it's quite simple, it's fast. You get really into your favorite manga as well because a lot of people are starting to go more digitally. They're starting to make it more readily available, in apps and all these other places. Now these stores do still get their manga and stuff, but just digitally seem to get a little bit more advantages since it comes out a lot earlier. So most of my dislikes are countered by my likes, could say.